In the summer of 1947, a mysterious object crashed near Roswell, New Mexico, sparking a sensation when the U.S. military claimed they had recovered an alien flying disc. But just hours later, everything was denied, and the story became one of the most controversial and conspiracy-laden topics in history. Did extraterrestrial life really visit Earth, or is it a huge secret the government is trying to cover up? Get ready, because you won't want to miss the fascinating details of this journey into the unknown. On July 8, 1947, the U.S. military shocked the world by announcing they had recovered a flying disc near Roswell, New Mexico. Earlier, a farmer named Mac Brazel had discovered strange debris on his field, including thin yet durable metal and unidentified materials. After Mac Brazel found the odd debris on his field, he reported it to a local radio station. Reporter Frank Joyce was one of the first to receive the information and quickly broadcast the story. From there, the story spread, especially after the Associated Press picked it up and distributed it worldwide. At the same time, the U.S. military began an investigation. Lieutenant Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer at Roswell Air Force Base, was ordered to the scene to collect the debris. He brought some pieces back to the base for analysis, and his reports helped reinforce the initial belief that this could be an unidentified flying object, UFO. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the U.S. military decided to release an official statement. Lieutenant Colonel Walter Haut, the public relations officer at Roswell Air Force Base, issued a press release confirming they had recovered a flying disc. This news quickly caused a stir, attracting attention from across the U.S. and the world. After the flying disc news spread, the U.S. military quickly adjusted their stance. General Roger Ramey, the Air Force commander at Fort Worth, Texas, held a press conference to clarify the situation. During the briefing, he stated that the debris found was actually the remnants of a weather balloon, with no connection to any UFO. To support this claim, the military displayed the debris to the media, including wooden sticks, tinfoil, and rubber, materials believed to belong to a typical weather balloon. This explanation somewhat convinced the public at the time, and the Roswell incident slowly faded away. Although in 1947, the U.S. military concluded that the recovered object was just a weather balloon, doubts about the event resurfaced decades later. In 1978, Jesse Marcel, now retired, shocked the public by claiming that the U.S. government had covered up the truth. According to Marcel, the debris he had collected did not resemble any material from Earth. It was incredibly lightweight, indestructible, non-flammable, and had strange markings he had never seen before. He emphasized that these could not have been the remnants of a weather balloon. Marcel's statement reignited interest in the Roswell incident, and many researchers began to delve deeper. Stanton Friedman, a physicist and UFO researcher, was one of the first to reinvestigate the case. He interviewed dozens of witnesses, including former military personnel and civilians connected to the event. In his research, Friedman found 62 witnesses, many of whom claimed to have seen mysterious things at the crash site, including the bodies of extraterrestrial beings. Friedman's investigation led to the publication of the Roswell Incident in 1980, co-authored by Charles Berlitz and William Moore. The book proposed a startling hypothesis. In 1947, an extraterrestrial spacecraft truly crashed near Roswell, and the U.S. military had recovered not only debris, but also the bodies of extraterrestrial beings. The government then quickly conducted a cover-up, deceiving the public with the weather balloon story. From this point, the Roswell incident became not just a historical event, but one of the most famous UFO mysteries, continuing to capture the public's attention, the research community, and those who believe in extraterrestrial life. After the doubts about the 1947 crash were reignited in the late 1970s, Roswell quickly became a symbol of UFO phenomena and government cover-up conspiracy theories. The city gradually earned the title of UFO capital of the world, attracting thousands of tourists each year, especially UFO enthusiasts and extraterrestrial researchers. Over time, more and more witnesses came forward, recounting eerie details of the 1947 event. Some, such as Jim Ragsdale and reporter Frank Joyce, claimed to have seen the bodies of extraterrestrial beings. According to their descriptions, the entities were small, with large heads, big eyes, and gray or pale blue skin. Some testimonies even mentioned the U.S. military quickly arriving at the scene, cordoning off the area and retrieving all evidence, including the extraterrestrial bodies. As time passed, the Roswell incident became not just a historical event, but also part of popular culture. Museums, festivals, and UFO-themed souvenir shops sprouted all over Roswell, turning it into a hotspot for those interested in the mysteries of the universe and conspiracy theories. The Roswell incident became more than just a UFO event. It turned into one of the biggest mysteries of the 20th century, attracting countless conspiracy theories. Many believe the U.S. military not only recovered debris from an extraterrestrial spacecraft, but also kept the bodies of extraterrestrial beings hidden. According to conspiracy theorists, the government transported these objects to top-secret military bases, such as Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, or even Area 51, a military base known for its mysterious testing activities. The arguments of conspiracy theorists are largely based on eyewitness accounts, including former military personnel and those who claim to have had access to classified documents. They argue that the U.S. government carried out a large-scale cover-up, manipulating the media and threatening those who could reveal the truth. Some theories even suggest that advanced technologies today, such as optical fibers or microchips, actually originated from government research on extraterrestrial spacecraft recovered at Roswell. However, despite these claims, no public material evidence has ever been found to prove the existence of a spacecraft or extraterrestrial bodies. Many documents related to the Roswell incident were declassified by the U.S. government in the 1990s, but their contents did not convince UFO believers. Instead, these documents provided an alternative explanation. The crash was actually related to Project Mogul, a top-secret U.S. program to monitor Soviet nuclear tests using special high-altitude balloons. The contrast between official documents and public belief has made the Roswell incident one of the most persistent mysteries, continuing to attract the attention of UFO researchers and conspiracy theorists worldwide. In the 1990s, after decades of controversy and skepticism, a credible scientific explanation for the Roswell incident emerged. Declassified documents revealed that in 1947, the U.S. military was conducting Project Mogul, a secretive espionage program aimed at monitoring Soviet nuclear tests. Project Mogul used high-altitude balloons equipped with sensitive listening devices to detect sound waves from nuclear explosions worldwide. These balloons were made from lightweight materials like rubber, tinfoil, and balsa wood, which allowed them to fly at high altitudes for long periods. One of these project balloons crashed near Roswell, and this could very well be the debris Mac Brazel found on his field. Another important detail supporting this explanation is the strange markings some witnesses described on the debris. Initially, these were thought to be extraterrestrial writing or symbols from technology not of Earth. However, later researchers found that they were actually decorative patterns on tape provided by a toy manufacturer for the project. These colorful patterns could easily be mistaken for mysterious symbols if their origin was unknown. Although the Project Mogul explanation makes sense and fits with the collected evidence, it still fails to convince everyone. UFO believers argue that this is merely another attempt by the government to cover up the truth and that the declassified documents are just a diversion. Despite many reasonable scientific explanations for the Roswell incident, the debate surrounding the event has never ceased. Many scientists and skeptics, such as Michael Shermer, the editor of Skeptic magazine, argue that the entire story of UFOs in Roswell is a product of imagination and false memory. According to Shermer, this phenomenon was heavily influenced by the explosion of the science fiction genre in the 1950s, a period when the public became obsessed with the idea of extraterrestrials and encounters with beings from other worlds. Psychological studies also show that human memory is not always accurate. Many witnesses may have unintentionally crafted their memories over time, unknowingly adding details influenced by the media, films, and books about UFOs. Some believe that the stories about extraterrestrial bodies and spacecraft might have originated from secret military tests, but over time, they were exaggerated and transformed into a large-scale conspiracy theory. However, despite these scientific arguments, belief in the Roswell incident as proof of UFOs remains strong among the public. A 2012 survey showed that 77% of Americans believe that extraterrestrials have visited Earth, and many of them see the Roswell incident as the most compelling evidence for this hypothesis. Skepticism toward the U.S. government, especially after various cover-up scandals, has only fueled speculation that the Roswell incident was indeed covered up to hide the truth about extraterrestrial life. Today, Roswell is not just a UFO story, but has become a part of popular culture. It has inspired countless films, books, and television programs about extraterrestrials. Whatever the truth behind the Roswell incident may be, it remains one of the most intriguing mysteries, sparking curiosity and fueling endless debates between science, skepticism, and belief.